Yeah, what's up YouTube? TB back here. Today, I'm bringing you an updated competitive class setup video. A lot of people have been requesting this for a while, so here it is. I haven't done one of these since the FAL and Cat 40 got banned quite a while ago, so I haven't changed up my classes that much. Obviously, took away the Cat 40 because that got banned, but this is basically what I use for an MLG type of rule set where Sentry and Shotgun are still allowed. So let's get right into it. This first class set I have are my respawn game type classes. This first class is my Shotgun class where I have Lightweight, Flak Jacket, Laser Sight, and Long Barrel. I prefer Laser Sight over Quick Draw because I just flat out think it's better, especially on land. It just, I don't know, I feel like if you can hip fire, you always have a chance to aim in if you have a Shotgun, so I don't feel like Quick Draw is that necessary. Toughness, Dexterity, Semtex, and Smoke if I need to get around the map and get a little sneaky with that shouty game. I use the Shotgun. It's very specialized weapon. You know, some hills on Yemen, some hills maybe on Raid, etc. Maybe on some slums a little bit. I don't use it that often, but when I do, it's in those close quarters sort of hills. Moving on, here's my EMP counter class. If I'm getting pelted by, you know, more than 3 EMPs, if they're running 3 or more EMPs, I will pull this class out to obviously counter it. So I have Hardwired on along with Toughness, Lightweight, Dexterity, Quick Draw, Long Barrel on my MSMC, and Semtex EMP because I like to counter them with an EMP if I'm using Hardwired myself. Moving on, these are the two classes I use pretty much 90% of the time in Hardpoint and CTF. Basically, Lightweight, Toughness, Dexterity, Tac Mask with my MSMC class with a Semtex and either a Smoke or a Stun depending on what sort of situation I am in. So if I'm holding a hill, for example, I don't really need a Smoke, really. So I switch to this class so I can stun them off of wherever they're pushing from. Even if they have Tac Mask, I like to know where they are and, you know, disrupt their push a little bit. And then if we're trying to break a hill, I obviously have the Smoke class because Smoke is wonderful at breaking hills. And then my last class is a Lightweight Flak Jacket class on my submachine gun. On a map like Yemen, grenades are much more powerful. You can bank them off a lot of walls into buildings, etc. And you don't really have to worry about stuns as much. So this is the class I will use on a map like Yemen. As, you know, whenever I'm in the hill, I don't want to get naded out and be an easy kill for the other team. So that, you know, basically it. These two classes are what I use 90% of the time. In CTF, probably like 100% of the time. And then Hardpoint 90%. So hopefully you guys learn from this. I just, you know, counter whatever they're doing. If they're using a lot of nades, you put on the Flak class. If they're using a lot of stuns, you put on the Tac Mask. If they're using a lot of EMPs, you know, Hardwired. You know, that makes sense, right? Really easy. Moving on to my S&D classes. I have a Lightweight and a Flak Jacket with Dexterity and Dead Silence, depending on if the teams are abusing grenades or not. You know, on a map like Express on offense, I always have to run Flak because if they have nades, I'll be an easy kill probably like 50% of the time. Can't let that happen. And then I switch over to regular frag grenades in S&D because they're better to cook. You can place them a lot better, and they do a little bit of more damage or blast radius, one of those two. And then I like to EMP check. So off the start of a round, you could, you know, chuck it in a certain way. If you don't tag them, you probably can assume they're not going to be pushing very hard at that area. So it's good to check around the map, etc. So those two are pretty self-explanatory. Then I have my two AR classes, M8 with FMJ. I really like using FMJ and S&D on map like Raid, for example. You could shoot them through Top Laundry, through, you know, Kitchen, etc., through Bomb. I really like having it. And then I like the B23R in S&D because if it's a scrappy situation, the M8 is not that good at running gunning, so you can pull that thing out and do some damage with that as well. Flak Jacket, Dead Silence, and an EMP and trophy system depending on what sort of push we are doing, whether it's offense, defense, etc. You know, my team has obviously our own strats, so depending on what sort of strat we are doing, I use one of these two classes. And then to round it out, I got my submachine gun class with Overkill Sniper. If the team we're playing against is pretty playing slow, I pull out the sniper. Hopefully we can get a pick and, you know, make it 4v3 very easily. I'm getting a lot better with the sniper. My whole team is very good at sniping. I'm probably the worst, but I'm getting a lot better sniping in league play, etc. It's very viable to do in S&D, especially with a class like this. Pretty self-explanatory classes. Hopefully this will help you out if you haven't known how, you know, what sort of stuff to use after the FAL and Cat 40 got banned, etc. as always, subscribe to the channel, check out some of my other videos, and like the video if you really enjoyed it. Have a good day, brethren. Later.